Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with your weekly devotional for this first week after Christmas. And I thought it would be good to hear Isaiah's promise again, reminding us of the gift that we have just received. And these are familiar words in Isaiah 9, but reading from the Message, they might sound a little different and hopefully in a way that helps perk your ear up and pay attention to it in a new way. Isaiah writes, "The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. For those who lived in a land of deep shadows, light, sunbursts of light. You repopulated the nation. You expanded its joy. Oh, they're so glad in your presence. Festival joy, the joy of a great celebration, sharing rich gifts and warm greetings. The abuse of oppressors and cruelty of tyrants, all their whips and cudgels and curses, it's gone, done away with. A deliverance as surprising and sudden as Gideon's old victory over Midian. The boots of all those invading troops, along with their shirts soaked with innocent blood, will be piled in a heap and burned, a fire that'll burn for days. For a child has been born for us, the gift of a son for us. He'll take over the running of the world. His names will be Amazing Counselor, Strong God, Eternal Father, Prince of Wholeness. His ruling authority will grow, and there will be no limits to the wholeness he brings. He'll rule from the historic David throne over that promised kingdom. He'll put that kingdom on a firm footing and keep it going with fair dealing and right living, beginning now and lasting always. The zeal of God of the angel armies will do all this." Friends, that is good news, isn't it? In the year that has challenged us and tested our patience, a year that has caused a lot of loss and a lot of grief for most of us, it is good news to hear that a child is born, that a Savior is given, that God's Son is here with us. And He is in charge. He is taking charge, and He is setting things right. He is turning things around. I know that this year has not been the year that most of us hoped it would be, but now it is in God's hands. As we come to the end of the calendar year, as it turns over and we come into 2021, our hope isn't in the new year. It's not in the Times Square celebration that I guess isn't really happening this year. I don't know what it's going to look like there. But our hope isn't in that arbitrary switch of the day from one to the next. It's in the promise of God. It's in the promise of God to make our lives new, to make our world new, to remake, to repair, to take care of all that has gone wrong. As Isaiah promised, the people were under terrible oppression. They were suffering, they were being beaten, they were being just destroyed by their enemies. And God came forth and said, "I'm in charge now. I fight for you. I protect you. I'm taking care of you." That baby who was born in a manger, of course, is so young and so weak and so vulnerable. And yet, in Him, all the power, all the might, all the majesty of God is present. As He comes into our world, we are beaten. We are broken, we are bruised, we've been oppressed by a reality that we can't even fight against. But His new reality, His promise, is that we won't have to. He fights for us. Thanks be to God for the good news of Christmas. Friends, I pray that you have enjoyed this Christmas one way or another. I pray that you have found something worth celebrating, and if not, I pray that you will remember and be blessed by the knowledge that God is in control and God has sent salvation into this world. That is worth celebrating, if nothing else is. So friends, let us rejoice in God's good news. Merry Christmas, and God bless you. I'll see you again. Take care, friends.